Hello and welcome to another Q&A here on StephenVlog. Today it's for the month of...
I don't know what month it is.
It's currently October.
So it's October?
Yes.
We'll see mail sometimes with the dates.
Mail is the weird one. The Q&A actually is the one that makes sense. You're getting into October in the vlogs, therefore this time for the October Q&A.
Okay.
It's a little difficult. Anyway, the first question this month is from AlxameiArxon. How has Mal being at home due to leaving her position as an art teacher had an effect on your lives? Does Mal need to be quiet while Stephen records his solo LPs? Does Stephen adjust his commentary if he's recording while Mal's there? From your perspective, how have things changed?
It's harder to get things done. Like time scheduling.
That's the understatement of the century.
Yeah, but like, I mean, if Stephen records, he's recorded when I've been home before.
Sure.
And yeah, I have to be quiet. Mm-hmm. So I'll just put on headphones and either now work on my own stuff, or I was watching Netflix and...
I will say that the answer required for this question actually goes deeper because it relates in a big way to where we live.
Yeah.
And it relates in a very big way to how badly we need... Not a bigger place, sure, but a place that is secluded, a place that's not a part of an apartment, a place that doesn't have neighbors upstairs and downstairs. Because the single biggest problem is that we work a lot, I work a lot, Mal works a lot, we work like crazy, and a lot of times our sleep schedules get all screwed up, and because of that, sometimes Mal winds up having to work in the evenings at night, and like she can't work at night, she cannot paint at night. And the reason she can is because she's in a room that is a bedroom to do her paintings. And she's got people sleeping above her, and she's got people sleeping below her, and she cannot speak during those times.
And our walls are thin.
So, and you might be saying, sure you can, just do it anyway. You really can't. Like, you can't. And I talked about this on a vlog recently, but like there's some sort of mental thing, at least I guess if you're a decent human being, where like you can't bring yourself to do it. You really can't. You can't like project and do a video like you normally would. Now, I never have that problem because I record in here. And this is a living room. And above us is a living room. And below us is a living room. So I know that if I do have to record a video at 3 in the morning, first off, I'm not like super loud anyway. But when I'm doing those videos, I know that there's no one asleep above me and no one asleep below me. So I just do it normally.
Yeah.
But Mal can't. That's the single biggest... The single biggest thing. If we had a place of our own, you know, a house or something that did not involve neighbors, then Mal could be able to create videos at night and it would still be okay. Mm-hmm. But I mean, as far as your questions, I mean, you're right on the money. Mal has to be quiet when I record. I have to be quiet if she's recording. The place that we're in is just way too small for us both to record at once. If Mal is talking, I will pick her up. If I am talking, she will pick me up. So it's unfortunate, but it's what we got. It's only one of us can record at a time. And if we were in a bigger place, we could maybe separate things out a bit and it could help. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it is
what it is right now.
Basically.
It's a pain, but we got it.
Yeah, I mean, we're dealing with it, but it's also giving us an added incentive to get the heck out of here. Next question is related. It's from Sukiinpink. Now that Mal is also working from home, have the two of you noticed a change in your dynamic? So, aside from the work issues, has there been anything between us that has changed in any way since you're home all the time?
No.
I was going to say the same thing. No. I mean, I haven't really felt like that at all. I don't know, Mal and I get along like really, really well, and every relationship is different, and there is not like one perfect ideal relationship. It takes all kinds, and different people need different things to be successful with a relationship. And some people need space. Some people need that. Some people need,
time alone.
They need time alone, or they need time away from their partner, time with friends or whatever. It just so happens that the personality that Mal and I have is just not like that. Like, we are capable and can be together like 24/7, 365,
and not tear each other's throats out.
And it's just not a problem. And honestly, it's really good that we're like that, because now that we're both here working all the time, if we didn't have that personality and that type of relationship, then I think that it would be a huge problem, because we're here all the time with each other. But it's actually, it's nice. Honestly, I really like it. Like, aside from the things like Mal, like cooking and stuff, which I enjoy, you being around to cook, but like just you being around in general I like that. It's never ever a thing where I'm sitting on my computer and I'm like, oh, I wish Mal wasn't here. Like, that thought has never crossed my mind. It's just, I don't know, it's just nice to have you home.
Yeah, it's nice to be here.
Yeah. And which is another thing that's new for you, because you're here all the time.
Yeah.
You have to deal with
you all the time.
You have to deal with me. You have to deal with things that you probably hadn't thought about before. Yard work is a pain in my butt. The cat suddenly, I think I need to run. I think I need to meow. Just, things like that, things of that nature. Losing power recently.
Oh my God.
Those vlogs aren't out yet, but God, that's an interesting one. But yeah, I think our dynamic hasn't changed at all, actually. In fact, I would say that if anything, it's just made me happier. I mean, you're happier because you're happy in a lot of ways, because you're happy to get away from school and actually be home and working on something that you're passionate about. But on the second level, like, we get to be together and spend more time together, and since we like that, it works out well.
It does.
Anyway, next question is from Novaura Autism, who asks, would you ever consider hosting your own con panel, and if so, what would the subject be? Well, I will start by saying we almost hosted a con panel at Camp Fangamer.
Yeah.
We were really close to doing it, and some stuff fell through at the last minute, but what it came down to is I just didn't have time. I really didn't. I was going to have to rely on other people to do a bulk of the work, and I was just going to kind of be the host. And I didn't have time to delegate that. I didn't have time to do any of it. This summer was insane, and it didn't work out. But we were actually invited by Con Bravo at the beginning of the year or something. I don't remember when that was. Last year? I don't know. But it was for this most recent one, to do a panel. They just got an email out of the blue, and they're like, hey, we'd like you to come do a panel, and it was very nice of them. But I mean, I first off, I had no plans of going to Con Bravo, but then also I had no idea what I would do a panel about. For Fangamer, what we were going to do is we were going to do Earthbound trivia, so it had nothing to do with us. It was just
we were hosting it.
Yeah, we would host it. But as far as like doing a con panel, it's like I'm not opposed to it. I just have no idea what we would do that would interest people. We could talk about YouTube, I guess. We could get together with some other YouTubers and talk about some aspect of that. But as far as anything that's directly related to just us and our channels, I don't know if we would ever do anything like that. I don't think we'd ever have like a StephenVlog Q&A panel. As fun as it would be, I don't think that there would be enough people present at any particular con to warrant the convention assigning us a panel for that kind of thing. But it would be fun. Next question is from Karissa Yehling. What is your favorite TV game show?
I really like Jeopardy.
Is that your favorite?
I could watch Jeopardy every day. I never managed to catch it, but I could watch it.
Whenever I first saw this question, Mal and I split up the questions, and she's the one that picked out that particular one. When I first saw that question, my first thought was, all of them. I love game shows, and if I ever retire, I would not be opposed to just sitting in a big armchair and watching. You know how they come on in the morning and they just run for like 5 hours? That would be me. That would be me, with like a bag of cereal, just continually pouring and just watching. I love game shows.
Pair of cars.
That one's good. I think I love Jeopardy. I think Jeopardy is very interesting and entertaining. I love Wheel of Fortune. But my favorites are actually maybe a tie between The Price is Right and Let's Make a Deal, which usually come on back to back in the day. Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy are in the evenings.
Yes.
I really like those shows. I I really do. You know what else I like? Not really a game show, but maybe it's a game show.
Nick Arcade.
Well, Nick Arcade, yeah, I love the Nick Arcade. It's been a long time since I've seen that. No, I was thinking the court shows.
Oh, yeah.
Like Judge Mathis, Judge Judy, Divorce Court. I love all that crap. Jerry Springer's okay, but Jerry Springer, I think, is too far from reality for me. Like, at least with Judge Mathis and Judge Judy and Divorce Court, it's still like you can kind of relate to these people a little bit. When you get to Jerry Springer, like it's entertaining as a train wreck, but I feel like a lot of it's not personally relatable. There's been a few episodes, maybe. Me and Dan watched it in college a lot, which is really weird. But yeah, I love game shows. Absolutely love game shows. You know who else loves game shows? Do you know? Like loves. Actually, I know two people who really love game shows. Do you know either of them? No. One of them's John, Proton John. Loves game shows. I was talking to him last October when we were recording Four Swords, and he said that was actually something he wanted to do. That if he could work it out where that was like his job, he would love to do that. Just a full-time
to run a game show.
To run a game show. You know, if he knew that he would have like a job secured for 30 years doing a game show, he'd love it.
That's why they do their panel.
Yeah, yeah, and that's why is because he loves game shows. So
didn't know that.
Yeah, by doing that the panel, that's why they run it like that, is because he's actually a huge fan of game shows. And the other person is Chaz. I
think I knew that.
Chaz loves game shows. I think one of his favorites is Double Dare, which is a wonderful game show. Watching them run through the ear and like getting through the wax.
Yeah, I remember.
Loved it. Nickelodeon had a lot of good game shows in the 90s.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Oh yeah. Did you know they're making a film?
Yeah.
Strange
What
times.
about what's the other one? The Spore one.
The Spore?
With the Egg or Crag. You climb
Nickelodeon Guts.
That was it.
Yeah. A really good Super Nintendo game based on that too. Nickelodeon Guts.
That.
And the one with Summer Sanders. It was like
Figure It Out.
Figure It Out. Yeah, and they had Danny Tamborelli was always on there. Mm-hmm. You remember Danny Tamborelli?
Yeah.
You know that he was the I think he was the model and the voice for Michael's son in GTA 5.
I knew that.
Yeah. We're rambling a little bit. All right, next question is from Walrus Lord. How would you respond to someone who says that the college vlogs are better than the present vlogs? I would say that it's your opinion.
It's just
your opinion, man. But I think objectively the present vlogs are better. There are certainly moments in the college vlogs that are amazing and they're funny. But like from a production standpoint, the present vlogs are almost objectively better.
And we go do stuff.
We do.
We travel.
God, we do more than go to Sam's Club and check our blood pressure now. Yeah, we travel, we do things like that. So we're doing a lot more interesting stuff more often. Mm-hmm. The vlogs are shot with a much better camera, which has autofocus issues occasionally. It's shot in a higher resolution.
Do you use your filmmaking skills more?
I really do. Mm-hmm. I really do. And I try to think outside the box.
And you've gotten better editing?
I have gotten better, more efficient, which they don't get to see that part, but it saves me a lot of time. So yeah, vlogs are better. I mean, there's occasions where I'll just randomly watch some of the old college stuff, and there are times where it's funny, where, you know, they're stabbing, we're threatening each other with knives, or we're doing something silly. But the ones that aren't like that, there's some that are downright difficult to watch. I mean, there are white undershirt vlogs where I watch it now and I'm like, no, honey, no, that's not how you make a vlog. So yeah, I've definitely gotten a whole lot better at it. Next question is from Kayla D. Christine. For your mail and Q&As, do you ever use the white umbrella lights used for MalMakes, or do you just use lighting from your kitchen and living room? I don't think we've ever used the umbrella lights.
You thought about it, but then it would be a hassle to move them.
I wanted to... Originally, I thought when we bought them, we were going to use them for both. And we set everything up for MalMakes. We did MalMakes. When it was time to do a Q&A, I realized how much trouble it was going to be to move those things out here. Because it's not as simple as just moving them out here. You've got to move them out here, which is actually kind of difficult to get them through the door because they're standing up. And then when you get them out here, you got to like twist them and change them and all that stuff. And I just decided that it was fine. So this is being filmed with just our normal lights. We have the kitchen lights on, these lights on.
And the sun's kind of up, so we're getting a bit of sunlight.
Yeah, we usually film them at night. We're filming them a little earlier this one a little earlier in the evening, so there's some sunlight coming out. I think that if and when we move, we will probably get a second set of lights, and then we will have those set of lights for Q&As, mail. If we do streaming with webcam, we'll probably have that. What'll probably happen is we'll buy you nicer lights for MalMakes, and then I'll take the old ones and we'll use them for this kind of stuff. Seems like a pretty good plan. Next question is from MM102. Where does the end of vlog sound effect come from? Some people know this. You probably... Is
it the bloop bloop thing?
No, that's the end of Let's Plays.
Okay.
The end of the vlog is a door slam.
Earthbound.
It's Earthbound. Some of you probably knew that, but whenever the vlogs end, at least since I started redoing them, I guess this year, it was early this year, you see the end slate, and then you see the green vlog logo with a, like, boom, and that is the door slam sound effect from Earthbound, because I like Earthbound.
You might like that game.
I might like the game. It's just it's a way for me to pay homage to the game in a very small way, with like every single video, which I think is cool. And it's also kind of fitting. I like it because it's like, you finish watching this video and then it's like the door is like, okay, get out. It's like, okay, you're done with this one. That's why I like it. Next question is from Spiffleh. How do you choose which videos to use in the vlog end slates for Stephen Plays and MalMakes? And how do you decide when to change them?
I know about mine.
Do you? Mm-hmm. Okay, you can answer it.
You change mine on the vlog when a new painting comes out. So if it's a Saturday a painting comes out, it'll switch to the new one. Yeah.
So sometimes Saturday, sometimes Sunday, depending on... Because sometimes I forget. Sometimes I'm doing the end slate. I've already exported the vlog, and I'm like, oh yeah. So I just do it the next day. Oops. But yeah, because Mal finishes a new painting every 2 weeks, the goal is to update the end slate every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks, I basically swap out the time-lapse painting in the end slate for the new time-lapse painting, and then at that point I switch out the footage of the games. The games have been kind of hard to do because for the last little bit it's just been like Tropical Freeze and Uncharted. It is very hard to find footage that I can use from Fallout 4 in an end slate, because Fallout 4, it's a great game, but it's for mature audiences, and the vlogs generally are, they're not. So I'm trying to come up with something that's not me blowing someone's head off or something like that. I don't always do it, so sometimes I just skip doing Fallout because of that. I've also, I think, used... At one point, I think I used something from a First 20, just because I was like, yeah, it'd be fun. Use some... It doesn't have to be, necessarily relevant for that time. It just needs to be some footage from Stephen Plays. I used mini golf, too.
Yeah.
Which was a little different. Next question is from Chris Panakal. When you travel throughout the country, is there a go-to hotel you always try to book? There is. We've probably talked about this at some point on the vlog before, but my mom actually works for Marriott. She works in the spa. She does like facials and manicures, pedicures, that kind of thing. She's been doing that for over 10 years, I think.
I think so.
15? No. How old am I? No, 10 years, I think. About 10 years. 10, 12 years. And because of that, we actually get pretty good discounts at Marriott hotels. It's not always a certain thing, and it's like only certain brands of hotels.
If they have a lot of empty rooms, and we happen to be in a city where they have a lot of empty rooms, we can get it for a good deal.
Yeah,
and sometimes if a place is booked, we don't get it at all.
Yeah.
So sometimes we'll drive further to find a hotel that will give us the deal.
Yeah, I mean, there's been times where like we're trying to get to this particular city, but there's a city like 20 miles away, and it might be well worth that 20 miles to go out there. Like, I'm not going to tell you what the discount is, and it actually changes.
Yeah.
It actually fluctuates pretty wildly, but on its lowest, it's really good. It's really, really good. And it's good because it gives us an incentive to travel. Back in 2014, when we drove across the U.S., I mean, it was really inexpensive as far as the hotel costs. I mean, it cost us like a small fraction of what it would cost anyone else to stay in all those hotels. And that's what made it worthwhile to do the trip. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we can swing that sort of thing for like a PAX event. But
I think
we've done
it once, maybe twice.
Yeah.
But
it's really hard because they're not even giving, employees, they're not even giving the employee discount because they don't have to. They're going to fill up those rooms, But yeah, that's why we almost always stay at a Marriott branded hotel when we travel. It's just because we're staying there usually really, really cheap. So it's a really, really awesome benefit. Thank you, Mom. Really appreciate that. You're awesome. Last question of the day is from LopsidedPasta, who asks, you've said before that when you and Mal first got to know each other and started dating, you talked like 16 hours a day. About what? Was there any communication awkwardness?
We didn't talk completely the whole time.
I mean, yeah. Well, let me start with one important thing, if anyone is new. We were in a long-distance relationship for 3 to 4 years, something like that. And we spent a good amount of time on Skype. And we just got to know each other very quickly.
Yeah. And
we really enjoyed spending time together. So we did. And that's something that never really left. It became such a normal thing in life to, go to class, eat lunch or whatever, come back, and then turn on Skype and just sit on Skype, while I work or whatever. And sometimes we weren't even speaking. It was just the fact that you could look up and that person was there, and it made you feel a little bit closer. But that is not an exaggeration. I mean, 16 hours is like a pretty typical day. I mean, there were even times where we would just leave Skype on at night. You'd go to sleep, and then you'd be able to wake up and, see the other person and be like, hey, you're stuck in that box. But as far as any communication awkwardness, never.
No.
Never. I mean, we never ran out of things to talk about. It was never like, oh, geez, now we're at... I guess we've said everything we need to say. It was never like that. It was just...
We played a lot of Yahoo games because that's what we could do back then.
Yeah.
We used to watch videos like at the same time we'd hit play. And we'd be like, all right, 3, 2, 1, play. Mm-hmm. And we'd watch videos together.
Yeah. I mean, anything that you would do with your friends, anything that you would do with another person, I guess, in a relationship, we did. I
mean, we couldn't go out to eat.
Yeah.
Or go to a movie.
And, well, I think that's also why we ended up spending so much time communicating, is because, that's all we had. Mm-hmm. And it was a blessing and a curse to be in college. The curse was that we couldn't, physically be together, but the blessing, I guess, was that we had, so much class, but then you were back at the dorm just chilling, so we got to spend a lot of time together. Yeah. We made it work. And it was, it's never been awkward, which actually kind of ties back into the early questions. Yep. We've always been able to just hang out and chat. We've never had any problems with that. So now we live together and work together and almost never leave each other's sides. And it's actually okay. It's pretty neat. Anyway, yeah, that's it. That's all of our questions. If you have a question that you would like to ask, you can do so in the comments down below. There's a link in the description that'll take you to a page where you can check if your question's already been asked, and we do ask that you do that before asking a question, since we may have already answered it. It's entirely possible. But there was a lot of good questions we had to cut out. We tried to limit it to just 10. But there were some other ones that were really good, so feel free to ask again if you didn't get your question answered this time. Also, my God, I gotta take these shoes off. They are killing me. Oh, jeez. I'll get the other one. I gotta stop wearing these. All right. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next month for another Q&A.